Hey guys, it's Anthony, the MMA and political analyst. And would you believe that two crazy militia types executed two cops and then ran into a Walmart and killed a civilian? Does that really surprise anybody? Well, it doesn't surprise me, but yes, that's exactly what happened. A 31-year-old male and 22-year-old female, whose names I will not mention, who were heavily involved in this, independence, militia, independent citizen, whatever you want to call it, patriot movement, whatever you want to call them. Yes, heavily involved in that movement. It was all over their social media pages. It was reported on by their friends. They had made statements about it. They even traveled to the Bundy Ranch and tried to join the Bundy Ranch militias to try to, defend the Bundy Ranch against the invading government and the Bureau of Land Management. They tried all that and were even, seemingly at least, turned down by them. Now, you know you're crazy when you're too crazy for the Bundy Ranch people. But we'll get into that later. But apparently this couple really wanted to get this whole revolution thing going. They really wanted to start the war with the government. They really wanted to take on Obama and the federal government. And they just couldn't wait. They couldn't wait till the government came after them because, we all know that's going to happen, right? And so they were going to go after the government. So what do? They're in Las Vegas, and they randomly shoot two police officers in cold blood. One of them just basically execution style. Just walked up to him, shot him in the back of the head. Gone, dead, just like that. The other officer who was with him attempted to return fire, but he was basically outnumbered and caught by surprise at that point, and they were able to kill him too. The two suspects grabbed up all the officers' guns and then went marauding to a local Walmart and were causing havoc in this Walmart. And they were actually approached by a concealed carry permit holder, right? Person had a concealed carry weapon and went to confront the two individuals. Now here we go. This is the dream scenario. Good guy with a gun faces bad guy with a gun. Or bad guys, I should say in this case. Bad guys with a gun. Who do you think won? Who do you think won out of the situation? Who won and who ended up dead? Well, your supposed good guy with a gun is now dead. Okay, because he walked right past the second suspect, the woman, and went after the male, and he was shot dead by the woman. So let me remind everybody that has a concealed carry license. Just because you have a license to carry a concealed weapon does not make you a hero, and it does not make you an expert. Okay? And in this case, all it made that guy was dead. Now, I'm not saying that he should not have done that. I mean, he tried to be a hero. He tried to save innocent people. And so I'm not hating on him for that. But I'm just trying to send the message that, hey, look, just because you have a concealed weapons license and just because, everybody and their mama can carry around a gun these days, that doesn't necessarily make you safe. Okay, it does not make you safe at all. And it doesn't make you trained to handle these situations either. That's what cops are for. And cops face danger, as you can see. And unfortunately, the two officers were killed here. But they are trained in these situations. Your little week-long concealed weapon carry class is not going to prepare you to take on psycho killers like these two. So anyway, so that third man was killed. And then the police moved in, brought in the SWAT team, all that stuff. And so the two suspects just decided, hey, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and end it here. And they basically committed suicide. The wife shot the husband, then shot herself. And that was the end of it. So we have 5 people dead total. Now, again, with any murder-suicide, I always ask the question, look, if you're going to kill yourself, why didn't you just do that first? Just kill yourself first. Get it over with. You don't need to take anybody else with you. But, of course, that type of logic would fly right past anybody who's involved in these anti-government movements. Now, as far as them trying to join the Bundy Ranch, they weren't at the Bundy Ranch for that long, and it seems as if that they were too extreme for them, although that hasn't necessarily been confirmed. But if so, I guess we can give a little bit of kudos to the Bundy Ranch people for not letting them in, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, that kind of remains to be seen, but I am prepared to give at least a little bit of kudos to them for not letting these two crazies in there, but we'll see. But look, here's the bigger point, though. When your views are already extreme, you're already at the extreme of extreme, well, then don't be surprised if the next level of extreme past you is this. Okay? You're already on the fringe. If you're running around right here, right now, with guns, ready to take on the government, out there, ready to take on the evil, what do they call it? The evil Bureau of Land Management, and you're ready to take on the FBI, and you're ready to take on the feds, and you got your guns, you are already extreme. You are already off the cliff. You're already like in La La Land. So the next level of extreme past you is only inevitable. It's only inevitable that you're going to get these guys. That you're already off the cliff. Going anything past you is like, you might, it's like the point of no return. You are standing at the point of no return. So anybody who wants to take it just a little bit further than what you're willing to take it is this. So I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy that there was a couple people who are willing to do the things that you may not have been willing to do. I hope you're happy. And I hope you're ready to take responsibility for this crap too. You've been feeding these people's heads for all this time. The government's coming after you. The government's coming after you. Obama, FEMA camps, FBI, the New World Order, or whatever other conspiracies you're into. All this stuff. You're walking around with your ridiculous "don't tread on me" flags, and you're talking about how, the government wants to kill people, and the government wants to do this and wants to do that. You're surprised that you drove these people insane? It's almost like Islamic fundamentalism. It's almost the same thing. You can go to mosque every day and listen to that type of speech all day and night about how we need to kill the infidels and all this other stuff. And yeah, you know what? Yeah, 90% of the people probably aren't going to do anything. You're just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, I listened to it, and I might agree with it, but I'm not going to do anything crazy. But then you always got those 10% of people who will. Then they act surprised when all of a sudden people are walking into theaters with suicide vests and being like, well, Islam doesn't teach this. Maybe not. But when you sit there and you pump people's full of heads with this crap all day and all night, well, don't be surprised when it happens. Okay, well, and yeah, you militia types, don't be surprised that this happens. Don't be surprised that Timothy McVeigh happened. Don't be surprised. Think about it. After they shot these two cops, you know what they did? They took one of those ridiculous "don't tread on me" flags and laid it on top of the two dead officers. And, of course, also laid a swastika for good measure, because you can't have some idiot militia types without having a swastika or two floating around, because you know what that means. And what's worse is not only, obviously this terrible violence, but how dumb are you? These weren't federal agents you killed. These weren't members of the Bureau of Land Management. These were two local cops. These two local cops, you never know. They could have been Tea Party members for all you know. You don't know that. You just know that they're cops. They're not, they're not the ones oppressing you necessarily, at least not by, your statements. If anything, you think you'd want the local cops, people who literally represent you at your level, you think you'd want them on your side. I thought this was supposed to be against the federal government, not these local cops that you just randomly walked up and killed and took them away from their families. What is wrong with you? I can't ask that question to them, of course, because now they're dead. So I'm just asking rhetorically. But it's just, I don't understand how dumb you are. I just don't understand the stupidity of the situation. But then again, why would I expect people who identify with this movement to have any level of intelligence? Why would I expect that? Good question. Good question. I don't know. So again, as much as I did not want to revisit this whole militia issue, I got to bring it up again. And I'll just tell you again, guys, put your guns down, stop riling people up, and go home. Go home. Especially now. Especially now. Me personally, I don't know how the government looks at this thing, but I consider these two as domestic terrorists. Because that's what they are. Domestic terrorists. They have a political ideology, and they're committing violence to advance that political ideology. And in that respect, mission accomplished. And that ideology is going to turn right around back on you. Okay? Right back on you. Now the eye is on you. You think the eye was on you before? Just wait. Just wait. Now, in order to alleviate that on yourself, I would suggest you put your guns down, go back home, and if you want to fight the government, let's do it the right way. And I'll be right there with you, man. A lot of things about this government I don't agree with. A lot of things. I don't want to be my cell phone tapped. I don't want to be spied on. I don't want to have people getting shipped off to Guantanamo and all that stuff. I don't want to have any of that stuff happen to me. And I don't want it to happen to anybody else. So let's fight the government. Let's do it. But let's do it the right way. You claim you stand up for the Constitution? Well, let's use it. Let's use the Constitution for what it's for. Okay? So we can have the change in the government that we want. Now, of course, like I said, I'm not going to agree with you guys on everything. But as far as, government overreach, things like that, great. Let's do it. That's what our country is all about, man. It's not about taking up arms against each other. And it's not about randomly shooting 2 local cops. This is Anthony, the MMA and political analyst. I'll talk to you.